afternoon, guys and girls. Phil here from the Leicestershire Gun Centre with once again another quick review. We're going to be doing another air pistol this time. Now, as you may be able to see on your screen, we have a very nice, very sexy looking M92. Italian-made pistol, often seen in numerous films, games. You know, Die Hard springs to mind straight away. This is a full metal, barring a couple of pieces, things like the grips, for example, but for the most part you've got a full metal, CO2 powered 177 air pistol. It has got a beautiful contrast of silver and black, and they bounce off each other really well. Now, weight wise, it's a good weight. It feels very well made, it's very solid. You really can't argue with it, and you feel like you've certainly got something. There's a certain amount of heft there. You've got the usual features, so it's a fairly simple and streamlined model. You know, you've got no rails on there, so there's no way of attaching any extras, certainly not out the box, as is. But to a certain degree, a lot of people try and bang on loads and loads of things on a pistol, and you don't always need it. You know, a pistol is a sidearm. It's supposed to be discreet, it's supposed to be small and efficient. You start banging on massive, you know, torches, lasers, silencers. I've seen some people put optics on them, and I know personally I don't really think that's the way to go, but each to their own. So, CO2 powered. Now the CO2 itself goes into the grip, and what you want to do is push what would normally be the mag release. So you push that in, and it pops this cover off at the right hand side of the pistol, and that allows you to place in your 12 gram CO2. Once you've done so, you have to undo the the twister on the base there. But once you've done so, line these up into the correct grooves and pop it back on like so. It will make a bit of a noise. You've not broke anything. That's just that clipping back into place, so that's fine. Your safety is at the top, which is there. Typical 92. You know, that's where it is. You can't really go wrong with that. And with it being pellet firing, these will hold 8. Yeah, as far as I can count, 8 shots for a full magazine, and that seats itself inside the top of the pistol. Now, slide release is there. This is your takedown lever, or what would normally be the takedown lever. In this case, you press that, and I do so carefully. That front of the slide will come forward to allow that to go in like so. And of course, that's going to be full of 177 pellets. Now, when you have loaded that, and you've got to keep in mind, potentially, you've got CO2 in there, and then you've got a loaded magazine. Never push that to close the slide. And I've seen so many people do it. As soon as you have that in there, and you've got your pellets in there, you've got a loaded firearm. You push that forward to close it, and pull the trigger, and it's going to go into your hand. So always grab it from the top, and close like so. Now, pellet firers are always going to be, it's very nice, I like it. And pellet firers are always going to be more accurate than BBs, okay? So you've got to keep that in mind. Personal preference really, the pellets are going to have the advantage of the accuracy. Having said that, the BBs normally give you the option to have a wider range of variety that give you the higher ammunition count and the blowback as well. Something this doesn't necessarily have. But if you want something which is just, you know, sort of top quality in terms of build, weight, looks, also worth a mention, you do have a lot of your markings on the side as well, which is very nice, and they're on both sides. But and you've got and they're on the grips as well, so you get trademarks on the grips. Price wise, these run you at about, so they're £250. So yes, they're not cheap, but by the same token, if you want something dirt cheap, we've got them in the cabinet for 60 quid. If you want something which just screams quality and performance, sort of out of the case as it were, then this is certainly one to look at. The chrome isn't for everyone. And I think you've got to be very careful with chrome, because sometimes it can look very tacky if it's not done right. On this particular model, which is a Umarex one, on this particular model, it is done very well. There's not too much shine. It's not too shiny. but by the same token, it's not got that dull matte effect either. It's done really well. So the price at £250. As I mentioned, it's a pellet firer, 177. Safety works, CO2 goes in the grip, and your pellets are going to go into the top of the pistol. Semi-automatic, so every time you pull the trigger, it's going to shoot until you're empty, of course. But yeah, that being said, pop in to come and have a nosy, see if you like it. But I'm fairly confident that if you're in the market for a 92, when you pick this up, I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised by the weight and the build. But that is the Umarex M92. We've got a few in stock. We've also got other variations of the 92 pistol at different price points and at in sort of different brands as well. So we've got a few options for you to go at. But pop in. We're open Thursday, Friday and Saturday. And then we can talk you through some models and get you sorted. Cheers.